Welcome to the Easy Speak Speakeasy.
You've unlocked the door to unfiltered mental health and wellness conversations.
All right.
Okay. So,
Here we go.
episode 7.
7.
Yay!
We got a special effect for 7.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Our favorite sound.
what are we drinking today?
We are drinking French 75s.
I've never heard of this.
That's called Fancy for That Ass.
Okay.
This is gin, lemon, little simple syrup,
Yes.
and a top off of some bubbly.
Top off.
Top off.
Oh, I was just thinking of the Beyonce and Jay-Z song.
Which one?
The song that I get really hype when I hear.
Are you gonna contain yourself, or are you gonna let it fly?
I took the top off the Maybach. You know that one? I took the top off of my Maybach. Right? That song. If you want to feel like a boss driving down the street, listen to that song.
Yes.
Yeah. In your Venza, not a Maybach. Yeah.
In your Venza.
Yeah. One day.
Yes.
One day.
All the cars will be happening.
Yes.
Right now, it's Toyota life for us.
Toyota life.
High five.
But we're going to manifest it.
Yes.
So
Cheers.
Cheers to that.
And bringing in a lucky episode 7.
Lucky's episode 7.
What?
Stop it. I didn't even plan that.
We're already doing it.
It's already happening.
This is giving me so much life.
Okay. So the energy in the room
Yes.
is happy about this as well.
That's true.
Um,
The energy in the room is going to be
manifesting.
happy about the fact that I need to put on a little bit of lipstick.
okay. That's fine.
Okay.
We can do that.
A little glossy.
I'll pick up my phone that just dropped.
So here we are at the Speakeasy.
Speakeasy episode 7 is all about manifesting
Mindset and mental health.
which actually all go hand in hand. And I think oftentimes we just don't realize how much they influence one another. Mm-hmm. And how powerful we are as humans and resilient.
Yes.
So I'd love any opportunity to turn mental health conversation into a strengths-based conversation.
Yes.
Right? Because we always talk about mental health in a very deficit-based way. What just flew by
What
me?
is flying by?
What was that?
I don't know what's going on in this little space right now.
The angels are like, yes, preach.
Yes. Everything is happening.
I know, it's so crazy. That's what I say when I'm like concerned. I'm like, that's so crazy. Meanwhile, inside, I'm like, what is going on? But yeah, we always talk about mental health in such a deficit-based way. And I think we can't forget to have the conversations about resilience and strength and, you know, the power of our minds and our thoughts, you know.
Well, we always talk about mental health. There's so many terms, right, for mental health.
Yes.
Mental illness, which we hate.
Yes.
Mental health, behavioral health, emotional health, and then
Social emotional health, social
Yes.
emotional learning.
Yes. Mental wellness.
Yeah.
Behavioral wellness.
Well-being.
Right. And then I think, you know, there's this other same way of thinking about it, but people say it in a different way, which is this idea of the power of positive thinking.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I think sometimes there can be this way that people think about the power of positive thinking and trying to have a strong mindset that feels like it's anti-positive mental health.
Right.
Where I think because we both come from a place of hope and thinking about mental health as a journey, and there are going to be good times and bad times and ups and downs, but trying to keep the focus on that positive mindset, your focal points for the future, you know, and maybe when you're struggling, you bring those focal points a little bit closer so you can get through those difficult moments. But the idea of working on that mind muscle, right? And we always, I think we talk about, and like at Pinnacle Partnerships, our organization, we talk about the importance of brain health, right? And so this is sort of, I think, part of what we think about when it comes to positive thinking and manifestation and a positive mindset is really about brain health and like working the muscle of your brain.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head. There is a thing called toxic positivity, right? Which can sometimes feel like we're being tone deaf to the things that people are experiencing, that yes, because we're living life, things are gonna get challenging sometimes, and we don't want to gloss over that. What just fell off of me?
Your mic.
Oh,
whoopsie daisy.
A little technological faux pas.
Did we get all of Diana's words?
We'll find out.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just gonna keep going though. Once I find a place to clip this.
Okay.
Should I just clip it on my hair?
Should I sing a song while you do that?
Yes.
It's a little break while Diana is repositioning her microphone. There's a lot of places where you can put a mic, but Diana's choosing to put it in the same place where it fell off before.
Where should I put it? I don't. First of all, it can't go anywhere that's gonna mess up this outfit situation. So it can't go up here.
It's pretty much like already a focal point at this point.
Should I just hold it the whole time?
Just swallow it at this point. I don't know. Oh. Is somebody coming in to help?
Yes, please.
Just come in.
Just come help me.
Come on. This will be great footage.
Thank you.
We have technical assistance has arrived on set. Diana's inappropriately touching people that work here. Oh my gosh. What is happening? What is happening?
Well, you know.
Diana,
he was so close.
We have to immediately implement some sort of a policy about that. Okay, moving on.
There will be no policy against me kissing Jesse ever. Nope. Oh my gosh.
Okay, back to whatever you were saying before that little field trip.
I don't even remember. It was about manifesting and toxic positivity. Okay, so I do think that there's a thing about toxic positivity, which, you know, can feel a little tone deaf. And I think sometimes when people are very positive, people see that as them being like closed off to a vulnerable experience, right? It just feels like you're taking, and some, you know, you might need to do that in that moment and just protect your own space and peace, and we all have that. But, you know, I think what you said about exercising the brain muscle is huge. You know, I think one of my favorite things about the human body, which there's so many, I'm such like a geek when it comes to like the way our bodies work. I nerd out, right? But one of my favorite things is that like our brains actually shift and change. It's like one of the very few parts of our bodies that just remain malleable and like can shift and change depending on our experiences, for better or worse. And, you know, I think when we can harness that in a positive way, it can really lead to some, now you with the mic. Okay.
I have no idea what I was saying after that.
Me either. So anyway.
Where are we even?
We are on planet Earth manifesting. We're trying. The energy is literally ejecting us into the cosmos.
This is what we're talking about.
Manifesting. We talked about my mic, and you talked about my mic, and then your mic.
And then they both went flying.
It's just the way it goes.
We get it together.
Well, you know.
All right,
so we're
next, $1 million is about to fall from the ceiling. That better happen.
Okay, perfect, because this is what happens. People think manifesting is not real because you can't say shit like that and have it come true, right? People are like, what do you manifest? The way you're just gonna say it and then it happens.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you're gonna say it and then you're gonna feel it and then you're gonna do it.
Right.
And then it's gonna be, right?
Because you're exercising the muscle of your mind to focus on something positive that you're shooting towards.
Right.
Right. And people, I think, get really caught up in, you know, there have definitely been people that have exploited that, right? And we know, working in the mental health field,
oh boy,
that there are people that are obviously more easily exploited than others, right?
The tea is hot right now. Y'all just don't know it. I know exactly who you're talking about.
And so there's the exploitation of
it's true.
that, right? So there are people that exploit people around believing what manifestation means and, you know, how you go about that. There are people who consider themselves and portray themselves to be experts in mental health.
Yes.
You know,
there's a lot of that going around right now on social media.
That has happened
a lot.
I think through COVID, lots of people became experts in mental health suddenly.
Yep.
And I'm like, for why and cause how?
Yeah. For why and cause
Make it make sense. The math ain't mathin'.
That's my favorite. I'm gonna start using that. For why and cause how. I'm gonna use that in like meetings. I can't wait. I cannot wait because people are gonna be like,
exactly. That's what people's face should do.
Yeah, and we want you to think about what you just said.
Yeah.
So
if I said that, I said it that way just so you can think about what it is that you're doing with your life.
Yeah.
Because it's not making sense.
It's not. Make it make sense.
And so when we think about how it's really an exercise, and I think if like you really want to break it all the way down, we could link it back to a therapeutic approach, right?
Yeah.
And we're not going to do that because that's not what this episode is really about. It's about the fact that there's lots of different ways to flex your brain muscles in a way to be mentally stronger and feel mentally stronger,
capable and resilient.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And be interfacing in the world in a different way.
Yes.
And you know, it's interesting, when we were talking about this episode, I was reflecting back to the youth mental health first aid training that we recently held.
Yeah.
And how there were several people in that class throughout the day that were talking about the power of their mind. And they were saying, you know, we would talk about different types of interventions related to mental health first aid.
Yes.
And, you know, how you kind of should approach things in certain ways depending on where we were in the curriculum that day.
Yeah.
And multiple times there was a segment of people who were in that class who would say, you know, at some point you just have to like say to yourself, I'm gonna move beyond this.
Yes, yes. Right? Like tomorrow's a new day.
Yes.
Right, and that's kind of what we're talking about, really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I think it's really important to think about that it's important to have that kind of a mindset, right? Like we want to be strong and resilient people and know that yes, tomorrow is going to be a new day. And we don't want to be in a thought process that leads us down a dark path, that we don't have that mindset anymore.
Right.
But we also want to be aware that if we are getting to the point where tomorrow's a new day, tomorrow's a new day, tomorrow's a new day, and we're not addressing things, that also is not the correct way either.
Right.
So building that mindset of positivity is work, right? So anything worth doing is worth doing well.
Yes.
And I think this is something that sometimes when it comes to a positive mindset, I think where people get a little bit lost, it's like, okay, I'm just going to be positive all the time and then everything's going to work out. And that's, I think, where people get lost. They're like, what are you talking about, girl?
Yeah, yeah. It's like no, you're going
to... Your electric bill's still coming.
You better get up and go to work and have a long-term plan now.
Are you going to positive your way into buying that house? Right? Like, you know, like how, you know, it's really, the thought that leads to the action.
Exactly.
Right. And that, I think.
And then in between is the feelings. And I think a lot of times that's where people, I think what you're saying, that's where people get tripped up, you know? And so one of my favorite, like, therapeutic modalities is cognitive behavioral therapy, which focuses on that, right? It focuses on the interplay between our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and helps people to like harness and understand that energy, right? Because I think a lot of times people experience them as being disjointed, but they're not. They all influence one another, and whether we realize it or not. But we do have the ability to come into a level of awareness that allows for us to shift things for ourselves in a really profound way, right? So like things like thought journaling and identifying negative thought patterns, right? Are you a black and white thinker? Or do you catastrophize? Do you just constantly think that anything that goes wrong means like it's the end of the world? It's like, hello, if you have that thought pattern, like you're gonna be miserable, right? Because like so many things go wrong.
Yeah.
Because we're living life as humans.
Right.
And there's so many variables,
Things
right?
are gonna happen that we cannot control, and how do you move through those moments?
Right, exactly. So if we analyze our thoughts and we're intentional about our thoughts and try to replace our negative thoughts with positive thoughts over time, that changes our brain chemistry and our brain physically to like harness more positive thoughts, right? So it's really so fascinating to me that there's, you know, this one very few areas of mental health that I feel like we can really peg like a science, like a logistical process around, you know, but like managing our thoughts and our emotions is actually pretty scientific. And like we can really make a difference. So,
yeah, absolutely. I think one of the other things that is often talked about with manifestation is meditation.
Oh yeah.
And this is a great way to build that brain strength and that positive thinking. Is to really take time to quiet your mind and really focus on yourself and your inner thoughts. And there's lots of different ways to do that. In an upcoming podcast, we're going to have a guest that's going to talk about
I can't wait, actually.
Guided meditations.
That'll be fun.
So that will be really great. And we have our meditation time at the end of each one of our podcasts. So just taking that time to sort of settle your mind and settle all of the noise. We have so much that we're constantly thinking about and dealing with, and things that are popping up all the time. But the meditation is something that is scientifically proven to help decrease
your brain.
Anxiety, decrease depression. It changes your brain and really helps to settle down. And this is a way to really help to focus you if you're trying to change your mindset and get out of a negative way of thinking. Manifestation is a great way to start. And you can literally start with 1 minute. Like building in, I'm just gonna meditate for 1 minute.
Meditate and manifest.
Meditate
Do
and
them both
manifest
at the same time.
Yes. But if you're just beginning, and manifestation feels like what? You could just start with meditating. You know,
maybe we should define what that is, because I think there's like, I found when I talk to people about meditation, there's a lot of different like, what is that? Like people have a picture in their mind of someone sitting there cross-legged going om for hours, and that is a version, right? But
that I hope to achieve at some point in my life. I need to like get to Costa Rica and do that. With a little
Bali
ayahuasca.
I just need I just need the tropical nature around me. Slay me. And the parrot.
And the parrot?
And the parrot. I just see him. He's got to be there. He's going to be there.
If you have some ayahuasca, that parrot might tell you something that you need to hear.
But
that's all.
We're talking about meditation, but there's also mindfulness. And, you know, I think they go hand in hand, but are two different things. But one of the things that I learned I took a class in college. It was like something about stress, I forget. But we had to meditate. Had to at the beginning of every class. He forced us to. And one of the first meditations he like was setting us up. It's like
he forced you to?
Huge, yeah.
Nothing like a forced meditation.
Let me tell you something. This guy, not the greatest. I'm just putting it out there. However, I did learn a thing or two from him. Okay. So in that first class, he said something like, you know, a lot of people think meditation means you have to like find a way to quiet your mind, like just like tune everything out, like quiet, just complete Zen. He's like, but really all it is just like slowing down and taking note, acknowledging your thoughts as they come in, not trying to control them, not trying to change them, but just being aware of yourself and your thoughts. And what he said was, you know, what happens to us is that we have our thoughts and they're just pelting us, right? We have, I forget what the number is, however many thoughts in a day, in our minds. And
I think it's like 56,000 thoughts in a day or
something crazy.
Yeah.
And he's like, we get on this loop where we're just living in a thought space, and really all our thoughts want is acknowledgement, right? Once we're able to acknowledge our thoughts, then they go away. Then they don't feel like they have to stay on the to-do list and keep coming back up, right? And so like that is like a nice like basis for meditation. And however you can achieve that, whether it's, you know, listening to a guided meditation, going for a swim while you're washing the dishes, it doesn't matter what you're doing to help create that space where you're able to acknowledge your thoughts. That's the goal. And then that was helpful to me to figure out, okay, like, you know, I'm able to do that when I go to the gym, right? Like I can go to the gym and I put my headphones on, it's just me and my thoughts, and I can just like be like, oh yeah, I feel that. Oh yeah, I think that. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. And then like I leave there and I feel way better, right? But then somebody else might need to sit in a field of flowers.
This is me when I'm organizing people's
or you're
closets.
Organizing, yes.
I know I need to get back to your closet.
Oh, well, yes. I need a lot of organizational support.
Yes.
With this stuff.
Organizing, like my hands are so busy.
Yeah.
That it allows my brain to like float.
Yes, yes.
And I can't do like, you know, like when I'm answering emails.
Yeah.
My brain is like,
yeah,
why are you doing this to me?
Why aren't you listening to what I have to say? I have things to say.
I'm like, delete, bye, delete. Why are you still emailing me? Delete. But like when I'm organizing things, my hands are busy, and there's this like back thought process of what I'm doing with the organizing. And the other thoughts kind of like free flow. I always come up with good ideas when I'm organizing and when I'm in the shower. Yeah. That is like
that inspiration.
Yeah. Water thing. Like,
me too.
If I'm in a jacuzzi, if I'm swimming.
Hot tub, slaving.
Yes. All of those like water-based things. The bubbles bubble up my thoughts. There's so many things happening around us, people that are listening.
Yeah, the people who are listening.
We're adjusting.
We're adjusting. Anyway, I think we said a lot about manifestation.
Yes.
And mental health.
Yes, and meditation.
Oh,
it's 1:11.
Perfect.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
Angel numbers.
We're not gonna
get
That's a whole nother episode. God, we have so many
episodes.
So many episodes coming. Stay tuned.
The ideas are flowing.
Yeah, they are.
They're definitely flowing. So I feel like for people interested in learning about mindfulness and meditation, obviously.
Yeah.
Google.
YouTube. Be careful though. But yes,
we can definitely drop some links.
Yes, of some good resources.
Some
Michael Beckwith for you. The Secret. If you haven't watched The Secret, watch The Secret.
We love The Secret.
Yes.
Some people have a lot of controversy around it, but we don't care.
You just have to like be okay with conspiracy theories a little bit, and just go into it with an open mind.
Here it goes, right? Here's the end. Here's what it is. Whenever you talk about anything that comes to mental health, manifestation, power of positive mindset, people are gonna pipe up with their unsolicited opinion.
That's true.
And
that's okay. It takes people a while sometimes to
This is why we have
understand.
unfiltered conversations.
Right.
So
watch The
Speakeasy.
Secret. Watch it. It's good.
Yeah. Or read it.
Oh yeah, it's a book.
Yep. And we can drop some of our favorite links in the podcast description.
That'll be good.
Of different types of meditation that you can either watch or read. There are some things that you can read and then just sort of develop it on your own.
Yeah.
I also ride, listen, when my kids aren't in the car, I have 2 modes.
Yeah.
Beyonce on full blast.
Yes.
Full.
I have that mode
female
too. Yes.
Power.
Boss energy.
Right.
Yeah.
Or absolute silence.
I don't ever do absolute silence. If I'm in absolute silence, something's wrong with me. But you use that as like
I use that
meditation.
as like,
that's
it's
interesting.
A time from,
See? Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, I'm just like in the zone, baby. So I think some of this is just like actually like putting a little pretty flower or pin or whatever thing it is that you mark your brain with to remember something.
Yeah.
That you start to pay attention to, like, where are some moments that I can build in a little bit of space that are just about me?
Yes.
Because there are times, even though we're all busy parents and people with careers and doing all of these different things, we all have moments in time that we can build in that are just for us. And like what we do with those moments are so important for our self-care in ourselves and our mental health.
Absolutely. Yeah. Self-care doesn't have to be a whole excursion. It can be a moment. It can be a few minutes.
I mean, we love a whole spa day.
Yes.
But also we love a 5-minute nobody talk to me second. There's a reason why parents hide in the bathroom. It's called leave me alone.
There's no hiding in the bathroom. I get the mom like bust through the door. The dog comes in. Like everybody's in there.
You don't have a strong enough lock.
I don't have a lock.
You need a lock on your bathroom door that cannot be kicked through.
I know. I dream
so that
of
when they call you, they're calling you and their little fingers are coming underneath the door and it's like, good, you know they're still alive. But you're in there. You can even have your I can
finish what I'm doing.
In. So you're like, you can't hear them, but you can see their fingertips. So you know everybody is still breathing. And they're like, they're fine.
Me with the mic again. Good. It's usually something that can totally wait. So yeah.
It's always something that can wait.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Because when you come out there, they're like, I'm thirsty. Yeah. And you're like, this 742 juice boxes, an entire water bubbler.
It's so true.
Plus, I literally poured you something to drink before I told you that I'm going to go pee for 8 seconds. And you open the door after they're screaming and they're like, I'm thirsty.
Oh my God. Kids are so funny.
When you have older kids like me and you come out, they're like, I'm poor. Do you have any money? And I'm like, now I'm like, all my credit cards and my wallet is hidden. I'm like, no. Why? Did you look in my bag?
They come to you after they've already looked.
I'm like, oh, you can't find a car key, huh? Sorry. It's called the power of positive thinking made me understand that when you come in the house and my purse is sitting on the table, that you understand that there might be money in it. I don't want you to have that thought when you first come in.
Oh my gosh. So funny.
This has been a really fun episode.
I know. I love talking about manifesting.
I do too.
I could talk about it forever.
For hours and hours and hours.
I don't even know that song. I only know the clip.
Michelle in the green room. She doesn't even know that song.
I only know the clip from the TikToks where people would show off their significant other with that song. Like, oh, look at this Valentine's Day.
Of course you made it be about Valentine's Day. Cue the Pepto-Bismol outfit clip.
Listen.
Mark, can we like
First
get
of
a
all,
still shot of Diana in her like Pepto-Bismol outfit, and like whenever we talk about it, it like just pops up on the screen on YouTube.
I just slayed.
It's like her sitting on whatever we're drinking in her Pepto-Bismol.
I slayed that outfit. I slayed that outfit. I know it. I know you seen it.
Synced it.
I know you synced it.
I know you synced it. I wish I had worn sunglasses that day because it was mighty bright.
It was very pink. I was so pink.
Yeah, you were manifesting the love, that's for sure.
I was. Okay, so listen to our meditation. How could you not after this episode?
For sure.
But also no judgment if like you have something else to do.
Yeah, you can always come back to it.
That's right.
We live forever on the internet now. Yes, the power.
That voice, it was like a Super Bowl commercial voice.
I'm trying to be like Jesse's voice. I'm working on it. I need a girl version of Jesse's voice. Like I can't do
no, that's just
I can't do his voice.
Just manly. Okay.
Yeah.
Like you and at the easy speakeasy.
I don't know what his voice would sound like saying it, but I feel like it would be something like that.
This has been the Easy Speakeasy.
Yes!
Yeah.
I can't do that!
We don't have testosterone, and I'm fine with that.
No, we're
We
better
do.
with like, it's the easy speak.
Exactly. That's what women, we have our
easy
soft
speak.
voice. Guys, I just want you to know that I am so late for my lash appointment.
Oh my God, what will you do?
And I need a fill.
You need to be able to bat those lashes around town. Okay. So everyone
wrap it up.
stay for our meditation.
Yes, don't forget to subscribe,
rate, and review. And thank you to our friends at BCA.
Thank you
for this amazing space where we record.
Yes.
And, easy speak easy.
We out.
Wrap it up with a wraparound.
I love doing this. This is my favorite.